you know, and for those reasons, we ask the court to deny the motion because this was a reasonable search based on the apparent authority of the third party witness. Okay? All right, go ahead.
Your Honor, there are 2 points I would like to raise. The first point being that opposing counsel argues that the sign done by Detective Sachs gave rise to ambiguity. However, as seen in United States v. Kimawana, officers were presented with slightly ambiguous information. The third party, Nick, told searching officers that Nick did not own the room, that the room was quote unquote not his. However, the court, despite this ambiguity, the court concluded that based on the totality of circumstances known to searching officers at the time of the search, the totality of circumstances overrode that ambiguity. Secondly, I would like to bring up the closed door situation. Opposing counsel argues that the fact that defendant Fromholz had the door closed indicated a higher expectation of exclusivity as to the contents within defendant Fromholz's room. However, as seen in United States v. Andrews, despite the fact that the defendant's bedroom door was closed, the bedroom door was unlocked, as in our case, and the court
You're fine. Keep going. I know you think it sounds bad, but you were rolling. So don't listen to your voice in your head. Just keep talking. Because you're gonna fool a lot of people. So keep talking.
Okay.
You said the court found.
Yes, the court found, even with that, the court found.
The court found that despite these circumstances, Dr. Andrews, the third party, had a apparent authority to consent to the search of his son's laptop. I'd like to reiterate the fact that there are 3 elements that go under apparent authority. One of those elements being whether officers were told incomplete or untrue information.
30
Detective
seconds.
Sachs was unaware that defendant Fromholz had changed their computer password. This goes under the incomplete information category. Once again, the prosecution requests that you deny the defense's motion to suppress Exhibit A. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. One piece of advice. When you're gonna talk about a case, then you need to talk about because ultimately the decision by the judge is gonna be based on the facts of our case, right? They're gonna learn about other cases, that's gonna shape the way they think about it, but you're gonna say like, in this case, we have this, you know. The court found in that case that they had actual authority. In this case, we had a person in a shared hotel room that had shared use of this laptop who knew the password. That is all goes to the apparent authority that was present, and therefore the search of Detective Sachs was reasonable. Right, so always come back to your own case, to reiterate to the court, here's the facts that the court needs to consider here. They said all this, but really what's important is this, based on these cases that are here. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, good job. All right, give me a